This is a report about children's Warlpiri in Nyirrpi. In 2010, I recorded lots of children telling stories in Warlpiri. This report gives examples of the children speaking strong Warlpiri. We'll see some of the pictures that the children told stories about and listen to what they said. First, we'll hear about verbs, or words that are about actions. The children use lots of different types of verbs in their Warlpiri.
Warnenura yalgonule panduna watiang. Wandi chanduju yulaja murumuru. Pandi nyanyiga tinggal yalujo. Wacur pongolo cucu kudu and ngati nyanujo.
Warlpiri verbs can have two parts, a preverb and then a main verb. The children use these complex verbs in their stories.
Mongaja jalgo. Yanga muru jaja. Letter la yar wandija chandugo la tingi watiar duanu. Tikli jarja. Kandala yar wandija katagora.
Another important thing about Warlpiri verbs is that they show the time when something was happening. All the way through the stories, the children show that they know how to use these different verb forms to show the time when the action was happening.
Ya parolo nyina cha walunga. Kanda pa kanyina mi watiala. Nyambo mula koro manyukara japa.
When people are bilingual, such as these children are, it's very common for elements from one language to appear in the other. This happens in verbs when the first part of the verb is an English word. It isn't a problem because the overall structure of the verb is Warlpiri. For example, if you have the English word sleep in sleep jarija, the whole verb is a Warlpiri verb. But it's important to make sure that the children are learning the Warlpiri verbs as well.
Ya papa sleep jaja. Mula korongo trap mano trake ngora koralko. And what ya lip demon?
Sometimes other words from English are used. Often these are words that have been borrowed into Warlpiri because there wasn't a Warlpiri word for it. For example, tyre on a car or ladder. This is completely natural and it's not a problem. Sometimes the children use English words when there is a Warlpiri word that they could be using. This is okay as long as the children are learning the Warlpiri word as well. Adults can help by using Warlpiri words when they speak to the children. But the children use Warlpiri words most of the time, and they use lots of different kinds of Warlpiri words, which is fantastic.
Kandalgo warkan pura loano yalkuno ulia choko yerba ngapajuno mede choga nyango longada pandrono choro mano watingi kala warne kudugo.
Now let's look at the structure or the grammar of the children's Warlpiri, which means how they put words together to make sentences.
Mula pele na watia kichuno undro kakujako. Inangko lowana kularagdo. Winba yanuno.
One way that Warlpiri differs from English is about showing who is doing an action to someone or something else. In Warlpiri there's an ending on the word that represents who or what is doing an action, called the ergative ending. If someone says, we know that the boy was the one who did the action. In the children's Warlpiri, they do use the ergative ending most of the time. This is great because it's an important Warlpiri element.
Ya papa lo kalo nyanyi kanda tungun pangul pangan no. Nangul pangan gal ure ango
A change to the ergative ending is taking place in all of the communities. Speakers often use the ending instead of the longer endings.
Iya pangka luane polo rai polo.
What to?
Panduno watiang.
Another pattern that is in Warlpiri but not in English is when la is used, the way that it's used in these two examples.
Kandang la lawanyang chando koro kala rejerme maninjako kandako.
All of the Warlpiri word endings are used in the children's stories.
Kandala yalo ni chakata ora. Iya paparo kalo yane ulinikera. Ya paparo lo nyina cha walunga. Kodoka pleasure swing la. Anda pa kanyina me. Jandolo.
A lot of children use the Warlpiri way of joining sentences together, but some children also use the English word and to do that. In Warlpiri, it's important to show how many people are doing an action. 1, 2, or more than 2. A lot of the children do this.
Ngapa ko jako? Mula ka bala kiramal ko pleasure me manyuan.
The children use the verb and auxiliary patterns correctly to show the different times that an action happened, whether it happened in the past, is happening now, or might happen in the future.
What yanora kapman kita munajal pa yalulu.
Speakers have to know the grammatical patterns for joining parts of sentences together. A lot of the children show that they know how to do this.
Meeting la kalo pudayan liwati wanganjakora. Iraru laja yanjako ngura-ngura. Uruga cinda warkane wadiala maninjako kanda.
Most often Warlpiri words end in a vowel, a, I, or u. One change that's taking place in all of the Warlpiri communities is that sometimes the a, I, or u isn't on the end of the word and the word ends in a consonant. Now we're coming to the end of this report. The children in Nyirrpi speak strong Warlpiri to each other and to their families all of the time. The children use complex constructions and lots of different types of words. If families and teachers continue to speak to the children in strong Warlpiri as much as possible, they'll continue to learn it really well.